Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're going to be checking out a little bit more of BOXX. Now that's an interesting thing because we haven't checked out anything by them for a very long time. And I just want to say, before anyone gets into mentioning about BOXX Spin, I really want to cover a lot more of them. We did one song and then I have tried so many times subsequently, but their record company is very prolific in copyright blocking. So just simply haven't been able to. So yeah, I would love to. And if anyone can give me an update on any sort of chinks in the armour of the copyright where they're letting people through on any of the songs, let me know and I'll give it a go. But BOXX still fantastic. And the thing which I really like about them is, as you guys might know if you'd followed some of the earlier reviews that we'd done of these guys a few months ago now, I really like the lead singer's voice, and interesting through the discussions that we have on our Discord and on the YouTube community and the various other sort of discussion places we have. It's interesting that some people really like her voice, myself included. Some people not so much. Some people kind of think that she's rather overrated, which is interesting. I've also heard some people say that she's really good in Unlucky Morpheus and not in BOXX, or vice versa, really good in BOXX and not in Unlucky Morpheus. So I'm really aware that there's a very split opinion on this, and I think that's something which happens when you have one of these sort of groups that is mashed together from various things. But I just think this works as a really great experimentation. I must admit, from what I've heard, I think I prefer BOXX to either Unlucky Morpheus or BOXX Spin, but that's just my own personal opinion. Anyway, it's that time. We're going to have a little listen to the song first of all, and then afterwards we'll discuss it more. So the song we're listening to today is one that I had completely missed before. I know they've only got a certain number of singles with this band, because obviously being like a mash-up band. But this one's called, I'm just reading it from the Japanese, Role-Playing Life. That sounds very much down their sort of sarcastic, weird route. I have no idea how they're going to manifest that title in the song, but let's have a little listen and check it out and discuss it more afterwards. Oh, it's okay. It's one of these videos from this album. I had no idea there was more of these I hadn't checked out. It's very them so far. Heavy drum beat, synthesizers, and sort of rock guitar underneath. Let's see where they take it though. You can't argue with that. No. I really like the melody, I like the way this is going, but the drum beat is not working for it. I'll discuss why more in a minute. Keyboard bit is really good. I like the way the keyboard's playing out. It's got a kind of stuttery sound. It's adding a lot more speed and pace and energy to everything. Who are they looking at? Even when it's kind of got a heavy sound, I love how their videos always kind of have this slightly tongue-in-cheek fun feel to them. See, this is where the beat's working more. Slightly... It's the way it's played with the rhythm there. Nice how it stepped up. Guitar solos are really good for this band, actually, for the best part. I might not be the biggest guitar solo person, but they are really good with these guys. Works well with the sort of thickness of the arrangement. Yeah, the chorus is growing on me, definitely. See, here at the end, that beat works. They used it too soon, but it works now for the crescendo, for the drama. Sorry, I just noticed the acoustic guitar now. You're not playing that. Alright, okay. That was really good. Yeah, that was a really good one. We've got 15 seconds left. As always, I let it play through till the end just to make sure I don't miss anything particularly relevant. Always to be continued. Alright, okay. Yeah, well, basically, I actually really like that. As always, unfortunately, I'm honest, and so sometimes I throw in criticisms that might sound like I'm saying that I don't like the whole song, but I actually really like that overall. It worked fantastically. One of the things that I think maybe went against it a little bit, though, and I will just explain because it was in the comments I make most, first of all, was about the beat. The reason I said that was because at first the song came in heavy as you'd expect, and you had that kind of first verse, which was just brilliant because I loved the way that it went from that big heavy intro, as is a common writing style, but it works really well. Just suddenly everything went down to sort of guitar stabs and then sort of space in the instrument, and the drums were sort of hammering along in a fairly standard beat, but it meant that you had this sort of pounding rhythm to it, but it had the quality of having space. You could hear the spaces between the beats, you could obviously hear the spaces between the guitar, and it gave a lot of room for Fuki's voice to be nice and loud and sort of really imprint the melody. And at that point, it was so powerful. And it kind of worked that way as a general, but when the first chorus came in, the first chorus to me had very little impact because of the fact that the problem is, like I say, when you have those sorts of beats where it's like and there's no space between anything, it's just constant. Every little sort of quarter of a beat has something hammering in on it really loudly. The issue you get then is like I say, it's that contrast between loud and quiet. If it's always loud, it doesn't feel loud, and it also can detract from the rhythm. So it ended up in the chorus, what had been built up as this sort of pounding, sort of rocking rhythm became this thing that was kind of suddenly the rhythm felt like it had died, and everything felt like it had ground to a halt. So for me, it didn't work. It got very loud, but it kind of, as loud as it got, suddenly the rhythm and the momentum of the song was actually killed. So the volume went up and the momentum went down, which was a bit of a problem for me. The reason it worked in the last chorus is because I think you guys have probably heard me use this expression before, is when you milk the last chorus. When everyone knows how the chorus goes, then when you do the last one, you can do it differently. You can really do things like hammering everything in because everyone's kind of got the rhythm of it underneath their skin already. They kind of know, they know the rhythm, they're bobbing their head already. And so when you start adding more notes in and just going crazy, it just feels like you're adding that drama of the final crescendo. But if we never hear the chorus with a normal beat, with spaces in between it, I'm not saying she couldn't do a heavy beat. I'm just saying not every single quarter note had to have an impact on it. Then that would have been better. That's just my opinion personally. Now the contrast I drew was in the bridge. There was a beat that she did where she was also hitting every single note, but it kind of worked better. And the reason being is because she was adding impact on the third note. Now this is something I'm going to try and explain as best as I can. But what can I use to explain this? Aha, the ukulele. Yes. Yeah. It's over here. Wait, I can find it. Oh, it's gone. Wait, there's another ukulele. Oh no. So let me show you with the ukulele, with all the weird things. Now, if you don't know, basically a beat is made up of two elements. The two core elements really are the kick, which is the lowest sound. We'll use a for that, and you've got the slightly higher sound, which is usually the snare. We'll use the for for that. So what she was doing in the chorus was kind of like a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, no space, no gaps. Now what she did in the bridge again had no gaps, but she flipped up the rhythm. Now remember, this is a 1 2 3 4 rhythm, but what she was doing was a so 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now what that did is it didn't fundamentally change the groundwork of the song, but it meant that the beat was doing something where it wasn't just sort of hammering in the obvious, it was playing around and doing something slightly different from what the music would otherwise have suggested that it needed to do. So to keep this in sort of simple layman's terms, because I don't want to sound like I'm sort of trying to bore people with too much technical waffle when we're just trying to do a simple review of the song. In the chorus, it didn't work as so interesting, but in the bridge, she did something very similar, but suddenly it was interesting. So anyway, yeah, for me, the rhythm was a bit of a problem, but as a general, for most of the song, it was fine. It was just like I say, maybe in the first two choruses, she should have gone something a little bit more broken up, or a little bit different, just so that it felt more like the chorus had more life. Now, as for the rest of the music, like I say, the synth was fantastic. I loved how the synth had that sort of choppy sound to it. It was very, staccato. Again, I'm just trying to do really bad representations of the music I've just heard, but it had like a little bit of a and that sort of stabby sound made it nice. It again added more energy, added a little bit more of a sort of frantic, kinetic feel to the song. And the guitar work again was brilliant. For most of the song, it's just underpinning what everything else is doing, but it then comes to life. That solo was really great. It's really good at carrying the energy. It had all of the qualities that you'd expect from one of their songs in the sound that you'd expect from one of their songs. It had some minor things, like I say, that maybe worked against it, but the chorus melody was great. As always, the vocal performance, I love the vocal performances that they get. I would say if there was a bad one, but I haven't heard a bad one from them yet. It just kind of worked for me. Not everything about it was perfect. I do accept one of the other issues is because they got such a thick sound as a band, so many things going on, that they often have too much compression on their music, which does mean that sometimes it sucks a bit of a life out of it as well, which might have partly explained the issue that I had with the drum beat as well. That might have also exacerbated that. But I just think that, on its core values, they have such a unique sound, any individual element of what they do taken away, you could say, it sounds like this, but altogether they sound not really like any other band, except for maybe Kakaric Spin. They have a very unique sound, and I think that this is an example of them writing a song with a lot of chorus, a lot of melody, a lot of passion, and a lot of impact using said sound. So there's not really too much to complain about. You can nitpick, but I think that's kind of what I've been left doing here, is slightly nitpicking on issues. I think with repeat listens, maybe the issue with the rhythm would become less of an issue for me. I think it would be one of those ones that I would sort of enjoy more and more the more I'd listen to it. I think that maybe the sort of compressed sound might make it a bit tiresome on repeat listens, though. That might make it a bit hard to listen to over and over again. But certainly if it's one of those ones that's coming up every now and then I'm listening to this kind of music, then yeah, I think it will grow on me over time. Anyway, there's been a lot of waffle in this particular review because it's been very hard to kind of pinpoint. But I would say overall, if I was to draw a conclusion to this, yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I definitely would come back and listen to it again. It's not their best song, but it is pretty damn good. I do have some qualms and things that, like I say, I pick out for discussion's sake, but I suspect that over time, as I got more used to the song, I would learn to live with those issues. So yeah, as always, really interested to know what you guys think. Get in the comments and tell me. It's always a pleasure to see if everyone totally disagrees or totally agrees, whether you know the band or don't, whether you like the band or don't, whether you like the song or you don't, or if you heard it before or you haven't, whatever. Get in there and tell us, because I'm really looking forward to seeing your comments. And as always, if you want to get involved in discussion, and certainly if you want to suggest more songs, then do remember to follow the Reddit and Discord links in the description below. And if you really want to really help, because this channel isn't monetized, if you are liking what we're doing, then we've got a Patreon linked as well. We're trying to give as many benefits on that as we can, but it's what kind of keeps the light going and the camera nice and the posters in the background and the microphone. It's all good, because thank you for Patreon people. Thank you. Anyway, for now, from Japan, ciao ciao. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.